Tell me a story. Every session began with that same question. I'd be sitting in the same old leather seat in the same small dark room across from the same old Catholic Jesuit priest. And he'd peer at me over his glasses and say, "Tell me a story." I'd been seeing him every 3 weeks, roughly. Seeing him every 3 weeks, and for 6 months. And frankly, all of my stories were boring. I was 24 years old, a year out of college, and halfway through a year of service with the Jesuit Volunteer Corps. Woo! In Detroit, Michigan. I was working at a university, kind of a bunch of different jobs rolled up into one. I was a part-time chaplain, part-time financial aid advisor, part-time tutor, part-time event planner, bunch of other things, and no part of me was actually qualified for my job. And the story that day went like this. Well, there's been this student I've been seeing over the last couple weeks, and he's been having a really hard time at home. He's struggling in class. He's really worried about his financial aid package for next semester. And we've been talking for the last couple weeks, and I really feel like we've been making progress. And today, and just the other day, I thought, you know what, here's an idea. Maybe you and me, we can work together. You can bring me your papers. We can set up some time with the financial aid office. We can do this together. What do you say? And he looked me in the eye and said, "Nah, brah, I'm good." Funny, but frustrating. And this seemed to happen time and again. A lot of my students had a lot of problems, but none of them actually seemed to really need me to be there at all. And like so many of my stories, the priest looked down over his glasses and said, "That's all right. Try again next time." With that, I started to make my way home. I lived about a mile away from campus on 7 Mile Road. It wasn't the best neighborhood in Detroit, but also wasn't the worst. But I still didn't tell my mom I was walking to and from work till after my year was over. And as I was walking back, I was really having a bit of an existential crisis, well, as much as a privileged white boy can have a year out of college. I'd fallen into this almost accidentally. College had been coming to a close. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, what kind of job I wanted. And all my friends seemed to be going off to volunteer. And I thought, hey, why not just delay all real important life decisions and save the world for a year? Sounds great. And here I was, halfway through, feeling like I was wasting my time. So those were the thoughts going through my head as I was just about to take a left turn when 2 pit bulls circled and looked at me. And I looked at them. And I watched their ears begin to flatten against their heads, and their teeth begin to bare their teeth. And I said the only 2 words that made sense in that moment. "Oh, fuck." Now, Detroit's a great city, and I loved living there, but it has a lot of problems. And one of the problems that I was experienced when I was there were stray dogs. And on my walks to and from work, I often saw folks carrying a baseball bat, a shower rod, a golf club, in case a dog decided to make an appearance. And after I'd said those 2 words, I realized that I had none of these things on me. I had my gym bag in my left hand, and that was it. The first one, with black fur, comes charging at me. I awkwardly threw my gym bag at him. Missed him by a mile, but he backed it off. The second one, golden, comes charging at me. I take a step forward like I'm a place kicker in football and kick as hard as I can, and I miss even worse than I had just missed with the bag. But he stops. So now I've got 1 pit bull 2 yards in front of me, snarling and barking, as I watch out of the corner of my eye as the black one begins to circle to my left. And I feel like that guy in Jurassic Park who's about to get killed by the velociraptors. Understandably, I think, I was panicking. Voice in my head, cursing. Oh my God, oh shit, what's gonna happen, what if I die, what if I get hurt, oh my goodness. Understandable, I think. But there was another voice, very calm. Mike, you can't stop kicking, you can't stop yelling. You need to keep fighting. You're about to get mauled. You can't freeze right now. So in the half a moment I had to prepare myself for battle, started getting, I didn't even know what I was doing. Felt mildly prepared. But before anything else could happen, around that same corner came hurtling around a rusty blue minivan, horn honking, driver leaning out screaming, "Get in the car, get in the car, get in the car." So I got in the car, I dive into the car. I lean out, the dogs are running down the street. I had seen some kids as I was in my daze earlier, and I yell, "Dogs, dogs," and someone yells back, we see him, and I plop down, I'm in the middle seat, and my heart is beating, and my hands are shaking from the adrenaline, and there's sweat pouring down my face. And my savior turns around, gives me a once-over, and says, "Did you just shit your pants?" I swear to God, I came around that corner and it looked like you were gonna shit your pants. I did not shit my pants, for the record. But it was funny. After we'd stopped laughing, he says to me, "My name's Kayshawn. What's a white boy like you doing in Detroit?" And I said, "Well, I'm volunteering at the university. I work with the students." "How's that?" "It's really hard. But I think I'm learning something. Want to ride home?" "That'd be great." As we're driving, he tells me that he'd been out to run some errands. And he saw these dogs. And he came to a fork in the road, and they went left. And his errands were going to take him right. But in that moment, he decided, let's just make sure no one gets hurt today. He saved me, literally. That's why I can wear shorts to this day. Thought about wearing them tonight. As he dropped me off at my house, he turned to me, shook my hand, said, "Mike, thanks for being in my city." And I watched him drive away, and I never saw him again. A couple weeks later, I went back to that same dark room, that same old leather chair, across from that same perpetually unimpressed Catholic Jesuit priest. And he asked me, "Tell me a story." And I looked back and said, "Let me tell you about a time I met an angel."